This is ABTV, Animal Bites Television. For animal lovers, by animal lovers.
Over the next 3 episodes, I'll be taking you on a journey with Kinyonga Reptile Centre as I meet some giant plated lizards, get up close and personal with a cobra, and learn about the rare golden brown baboon spider. So I'm here with Donald Stratham, and he's the founder of the Reptile Centre that we're in today. Now, it was called Kamai, but it's recently changed names to Kinyonga. So what's the reason for the name change, and what does it actually mean?
Well, both names, Kamai Reptile Centre and Kinyonga Reptile Centre, means chameleon in different languages.
Okay.
But Kamai Reptile Centre is chameleon in Greek, which isn't really applicable. It's a nice ring to it, a very African sound to it,
right.
but not that appropriate for an African name. So yeah. Kinyonga means chameleon in Swahili, which is a little bit more appropriate. So that's why the name changed.
Sure. Okay. And you established it in 1984, so it's been going for a very long time. And you're quite well known in the herpetological industry, and I know you've done a lot of work with reptile handling in film and television, in the venom extraction side of things, rescue, all that kind of stuff. What was your inspiration for starting the park?
Okay. Kinyonga Reptile Centre is a small reptile centre, but a very big organisation. So as you say, we get involved with a lot of different reptile-related issues. Conservation through education and research is our motto, and this is what we live by. 30 years ago, when I started the place, I had these ideas, very romantic ideas of saving reptiles as best I can, and really a lot of energy for doing so, which still exists today, doesn't change. It's still the same. Yeah. So this passion.
You can tell the passion is still there.
Absolutely. And this is what makes it so different. Having a passion for these animals rather than just seeing it as an interest, or possibly, dare I say, as an egotistical symbol, which a lot of people unfortunately keep them because of reptiles being these obscure, dangerous animals, unusual animals. People often keep them for ulterior reasons, whereas we've always kept them for the benefit of the animals. So everything that Kinyonga does has to have some benefit for the reptiles. We also do a lot of talks, educational talks. We work a lot with academics from all over the world. We train a lot of different people. Hospital personnel, from doctors to nurses, pre-scholars. We do veterinary academics. We have the local South African Onderstpoort, which is our official veterinary institute here in South Africa, coming through every alternate week for part of their practical. It's a part of the syllabus in their that they do here. Things like this. So we're very much involved with the educational side.
The centre is situated just outside of Hoedspruit in South Africa's Limpopo province, one of the most pristine parts of the country in terms of natural heritage. This area has a particularly high concentration of snakes, and as such there is a high frequency of interactions between snakes and people, making this a prime location for reptile-related research and public education. So I'm just shooting a very cute West African dwarf crocodile. Kinyonga has a wide variety of species, including those endemic to Africa and from around the world. While their focus is reptiles, the centre is home to some birds and mammal species as well. The black mamba, one of Africa's most notorious snake species, and one that I cannot wait to find and photograph in the wild. So these guys are giant plated lizards, and they're quite enthusiastic about their food. So obviously I'm just feeding them hibiscus, but they are insectivores as well, and they'll eat some fruit. So quite a bit similar to the Australian skink species. And they've recently had an update in their scientific name. So now they're Broadlosaurus validus. And as you can see, obviously a diurnal species, sun-loving. It's a pretty hot day today. I'm guessing around 36 degrees. So they're obviously thermoregulating by going into the sun once they reach their preferred body temperature, moving back into the shade to cool down a bit, and then back and forth. I'm shooting with a 70 to 200mm lens, which gives quite a tight compressed look and helps separate the subject, in this case a giant plated lizard, from the background. This is also achieved through my choice of aperture, which is also known as depth of field. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Join me next week, and in the meantime, make sure you head over to shannonwild.com and check out the blog where I have more photos from this week's episode.
As a pro bike rider, action sports announcer, and off-road adventurer, I'm always on the go. But for my true passion as a reptile breeder, I created my own sanctuary in South Florida, Camp Kennan.
This is ABTV.